Well, it seems to me, that for as much as there's rhetoric around decoupling the economies of these two nations, the 2G superpowers, I guess you'd say, they seem to be getting more and more enmeshed, whether it's about who processes whose rare earth, who sells agricultural products to whom. Is commerce potentially the great sort of engine that could head off a hotter conflict between the U.S. and China, i.e. neither nation can really afford to go to war with one another because they need the other too much?
Absolutely. And what we're looking at is, when we've been talking about the rising tensions politically between the US and China, the thing we always talk about, especially in Australia, is China's ambitions to annex Taiwan. The only thing really stopping that is semiconductors. And the US knows that they've tried and they don't know how to make the semiconductors the way the Taiwanese do. The Chinese know the same. And so that's very valuable in between. And that's, of course, also influenced by rare earth minerals. And I think there's also just this element from the US that they just don't want to be involved in overseas conflicts. We see Trump relish in stopping overseas conflicts. He says he's solved 7 out of the 8 wars on his watch, and he's got just Ukraine and Russia left. And so there would be zero appetite for the US to have to get involved if China wanted to annex Taiwan. I know at a retail level in politics in America, no one would be very excited about that. And so I think they've all just realized what the cards that they have are on the table. And if Donald Trump is going to take a hit for the economy, you're right, he wouldn't want to do it before midterms. He'd probably want to do it on his way out, but he also wants to leave on a high this time. I think that's still smarting for him from last time around.
No, I think that's right. Hey, finally, before I let you go, though, for all the talk of peace and amity and doing business together, the president also announced before his meeting with Xi Jinping that the U.S. Department of War is to immediately begin testing nuclear weapons on an equal basis with other nuclear powers. Now, this seemed, at first it made huge headlines. Oh, my gosh, are they going to be having, mushroom clouds in the desert again? Well, not so much. But tell us about this and what the aim of this particular bit of, I guess you'd call it saber rattling, is here. Who is this targeting? Is it aimed at Putin? Is it aimed at Xi? What's the audience for this message?
Well, it did seem to come right after the Russians announced that they'd conducted their own tests. They've developed nuclear missiles that can go underwater to target coastal towns. I tell you, where we are in Washington, D.C. isn't all that far away from the coast if we're going to start talking about nukes. So I think there was just that, well, if he's going to flex his muscles, I'm going to flex mine. It doesn't make a ton of sense if you're not actually testing new technology. And so without them saying we've developed something new we're going to try out, it really does seem like it's you show me mine, I'll show you yours kind of one-upping. And this is the Trump approach. He says he has peace through strength and he doesn't want to look weak. That has worked before, but I don't know how popular it's going to be testing nukes. They haven't done it in the US in 30 years. And I was reading that apparently the only state where they can actually do it logistically is Nevada, which is something of a swing state. And so I don't know if Trump would want to do that too close to midterms either. It's really far out in the desert, but apparently you could shake some buildings in Las Vegas. So I don't know if that would be all that popular.
I don't know. In the old days, back in the 50s and 60s, they used to have atomic parties at the Las Vegas casinos, and you could sit on the roof of the big hotels and watch the mushroom clouds go. Annelise, Nielsen, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.